everyone, welcome to another video, and in this video I will be trying out, crocheting some samples of these new to me ice yarns. I hope you'll stick around. I know a lot of you enjoyed the first video that I made like this, and thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to all the new subscribers. I'm really excited to have you here. It's a lot of fun to share the joy and fun and love of crocheting with everyone on YouTube. So thank you for being here. I just wanted to start with this one. This is Magic Light, and I think what is always interesting about these kind of yarns is that they look incredible, and sometimes their beauty is really accented by a pattern, and sometimes it really like the wrong pattern really makes them look horrible. So I want to show you a good example of this, and I have to think about what I want to make with this yarn because it's really gorgeous. So this was just a simple little sample, and this is a double crochet, and you can see that you can't see a lot of the wool of the yarn here, but you can see that there are kind of these like not very organized spots of colors. And then I wanted to try and make a sample. I want to make this sweater from the latest Inside Crochet magazine, and they have like this really cool floral pattern with a lot of colors, and I really don't like having to sew in a ton of ends. So I really was hoping to find a good color changing yarn that would also look good in this in the floral part of this pattern, and then use a solid to connect them. And I think this is a great example of how the wrong pattern just ruins the entire look. You can't see not the beauty of the yarn nor the beauty of the pattern. And I think to show to also show that point, here is the same pattern with Piccaso yarn, which I haven't made anything with this yet, and I really want to. And I think here is a great example where I can actually see the pattern. So if I decide to use Piccaso, I would definitely consider it for the flowers, and then the last round or even 2 rounds, like this part here where you see where it kind of becomes the hexagon shape. Is it a hexagon or octagon? I would do with the solid. So that would really allow the, the floral part to pop. But this to me looks really, really cute and is a great way to avoid all those loose ends. So what I did find extremely satisfying was the combination of this yarn with a 4.5 clover hook. This was just magic. It just glides on the hook, and joy, joy, joy. So wrong pattern, but great hook. And I do love the yarn. I just have to find a pattern that works with it. So that was Magic Light. They also have like other fun colors that I'm looking forward to try. Now, another interesting thing that I have here is this one is called Sail Winter. So when they do ice yarn sales, when they do sales on ice yarn, they just change the name of the yarn. So sometimes you can kind of recognize it if you're very familiar with their yarns, which I'm not. But yeah, it doesn't have a name. It just has the qualities, the composition. And I thought by the look of this, it looked incredibly similar to Macaron, which I am a little bit obsessed with. I'm crocheting with it like a cardigan and loving every moment. So this is Macaron, and then this is the Sail Winter. And yeah, the composition is not the same. This one has it's just like half acrylic, and then there are other fibers there. And this one says it's 100% acrylic, I want to say, but they look incredibly similar. So this one is a sale item. I don't know if it's still available, but I'm going to try. And this one I tried in the previous video and I love it. And I've gone through now 9 skeins of the light pink and I just adore it, love it, obsessed with it. I wish they had more colors. So this one you can see in the previous video. This one I'm going to try again. And then I have also today Softly Baby to try, which is not amazingly soft, I have to say. We have Eyelash. We have Eyelash, Glitz, and another sale yarn that is kind of like a fine yarn. So I don't know how I feel about that because I don't really have experience with these, but we're gonna give it a go. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I would love it if you subscribed, and let's start crocheting. Okay, so I super sped up just this part of trying out this yarn because I already talked about this. This is Magic Light in Rainbow, and you'll have all the details on the screen and the links below in the info section. Now I started it with my Prim hook, and I have to say at a later stage, I don't know if that's in the video, but I switched to a Clover metal hook and it was, oh joy, it was just, as I mentioned before, it's just like a match made in crochet heaven. So yeah, I really love the Prim hooks, but I think for acrylic yarns, the Clover metal ones, if possible, the larger sizes are sadly plastic but still great, and then the Prim ones are, I really love using them for example, like cotton yarns, or I have the, what's it called, the schip, yes, stonewashed yarn, which is like 70% acrylic and 30% cotton, something like that, or the other way around. But for that, the Prim hook works really, really nicely. So yeah, metal hooks with acrylic yarns, magic. This is a great yarn. I really enjoyed crocheting with it, and as I said, I'm looking forward to just finding a project that works well. I really find color changing yarns are one of those things that are very easy to buy and then sometimes challenging to use, especially if you just, find yourself more inclined to do certain projects or you have a certain aesthetic that might not work for these particular yarns. Oh, there I go. I switched to a metal hook. Yeah, that was nicer. So this is kind of a no fuss yarn. It didn't split. I think it's a really nice 3-weight yarn. The conclusion that I reached when I made a blanket using, like a small blanket using a 3-weight yarn, is that I really think a 3-weight yarn is not what I would go for a blanket. It's just a bit too thin in my opinion. So maybe great for like shawls or garments, but yeah, for blankets, I'm gonna go with a number 4. And I ordered a bunch of Aran weight or like 4-weight acrylic yarns, which to me are like a workhorse and kind of a great go-to option for blankets and more like chunky sweaters. And I'm going to, I hope, to compare all of them. Okay, moving on to the winter sale yarn. And as I was working with it, okay, I'm trying also a new hook, which is not a great idea. And this hook has kind of like a fat head, and I was a bit struggling with it. But once I switched to my beloved Clover number 6, it was joy, just joy. So Mostly the struggle here is the hook and not the yarn. So this is a sale yarn, and that's always kind of frustrating and annoying. And, you know, you want to stock up on one hand, but then on the other, I don't really like to stock up on things without having a particular plan for them. But since this won't be around forever, and I don't know exactly what kind of yarn it is, after filming this video, I did head on over to Ice Yarns. And another problem is that they have 3 yarns with the same name. It's Sail, Plain, Ecru. And when you look at the details, one of them is a lighter weight, so there's more yardage. There I go, finally switching. Oh, bliss. And so there are like 2 that are similar in the weight and different in composition, and then there's one that is a lighter weight. So I grabbed all 3 because to me this is kind of a no-brainer, and it's just beautiful. It's lovely to work with. I can't like stress this enough. I was trying to think, okay, is this different than the Macaron one, which I am obsessed with, and they are quite similar. What I did discover is that this particular Sail Plain Ecru is less kind of tightly wound, so it's more airy. There I am trying to figure out what is the difference between the 2 of you. And also the Macaron that I ordered in pink looks a bit different than the Ecru Macaron. So I don't know, but in general, if you want to try these, I love them. I'm completely obsessed with them. To me, it's really the kind of yarn. You can see also, it just frogs, no problem at all. It has, to me, what I suspect is the kind of wool feeling. I don't use animal fibers. Yes, I'm obsessed. So it has that kind of, you know, it's not shiny, it's not plasticky, it's soft and airy and beautiful, but it still doesn't split. It was pure joy to work with. And yeah, as I said, after playing with it a bit, I ordered a bunch more. Sadly, there's only like a few colors. I'll show them to you when I get them, and I don't know what will be available and for how long it'll be available. So if you think it is something that you might enjoy, the price is amazing. It's like $3 for a pack of 8. So if you consider also shipping, it's usually double, let's say $6 for a pack of 8. That's less than $1 for one skein, and they are just luscious. For me, this is a yarn I want to use for garments, and I wish there were more colors, but I think I could definitely combine it with other fibers. And even if I don't have like all the colors in the sweater with the exact same type of yarn, it'll still be beautiful. And I'm also going to play with it a bit later in a different way. You'll see that coming. Okay, this is Softly Baby. I was underwhelmed. I know this seems to be like super popular and a lot of people use it. I don't find it particularly soft. It split a little bit. I have like acrylic yarns that I enjoy working with more. I don't think I will be buying any more of these. I think for me, these are 50% acrylic and 50% polyamide, and usually I would think that would make them softer. Not that I'm an expert on fiber, but I didn't really see any advantage. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you're familiar with this yarn, if there's like a specific reason you love it, if you enjoy it more than other acrylic yarns. I don't know. I don't get it. It's okay. Seems nice. They have nice colors. The price is okay, but I don't find it superior to other yarns that I've tried. So that's my first impression with Softly Baby. I might try the Super Baby. I don't remember why I haven't tried it till now. Maybe because, I don't know. I might try that. But yeah, it's just like, it was a bit rough. Maybe I need a larger hook. I think I used a number 5 at the end. Maybe a larger hook would give it like better drape. I'm completely meh about it. Not, yeah, yeah, no excitement there. Okay, moving on to the eyelash yarns. These are the kind of yarns that are a little bit fun and crazy, and I am drawn to these. The colors are incredible, so that's another attraction for me. But the problem with these is, first of all, are they easy to use? And secondly, what would I use them for? So actually, these were surprisingly easy to use. I used a 7mm hook. And what I enjoyed about these is that you could actually see the stitches. So maybe with a smaller hook that would be different, but the way that this yarn is constructed, you have like that main kind of braided thread, and it was actually pretty easy to see the stitches, to count the stitches, to know where to put your needle. And yeah, as for using this, I think these would be really, really fun as accents on home decor items like pillows, like blankets. I could probably see myself also adding maybe a row of this on like a sweater. The colors are fantastic, and the ones that I picked up are great, and I may have picked up a few more to try, even though, as I said, I'm kind of not sold on how I can use these. I don't think I would make anything just like a standalone eyelash yarn, even though I saw Krista from The Secret Yarnery. She has a fantastic tutorial on, I think she made like a table runner, and I wouldn't make like a table runner, I think, but I could see myself maybe just doing like a pillow just from the eyelash yarn, and it looked really, really adorable. But yeah, so they were definitely easier to work with than I feared. Because, for example, I love the furry yarns, but I have tried to make a garment with it, and it was kind of a fail because I'm not very good at like counting. I mean, I can count, but I don't want to count all the time as I'm crocheting, is what I want to say. Yeah, I did go to school. But yeah, so the furry yarns were challenging to use, and you do need like a pattern, and you need to like pay attention to what you're doing. And this was much easier, a bit scratchy. I wouldn't say this is like super nice like the furry yarns, but definitely easier to work with. So I think like fun accents. I don't know if you have like fun patterns that you saw, people like mixing this yarn with others, let me know. I would love to find, inspiration. And yeah, moving on to eyelash glitz. So this one has some metallic thread in it, and you can see it looks really cute. And I'm showing you the close-up because you can really see the definition of the stitches. Another big plus is that it's super easy to frog this. I was worried about this, that everything will get tangled, but no, really, really easy. So I think it would be a lot of fun. I just need to kind of get used to it and find good ways of using it. But the color range is glorious. Okay, this one I was a bit scared of. This one is the Sail Winter, and I love the look of like these fuzzy, more mohair kind of yarns, and I love the look of garments made with them, but I don't use any kind of like mohair. So I'm trying to find synthetic alternatives, and I wanted to try this one. The price was right. It was again on sale like for $3 or something like this for a pack of 8. And yeah, so I started with a rather small hook for me. I usually like to work from 4 till 8. And for this one, I went with, I think this is like a 3.25, something like this. Okay, this is as I expected. I mean, it is what it is. If you want that look, there's kind of no escaping it. You have to deal with all this fuzz. And yeah, I guess I just have to work with it and kind of just get used to it, find a project I'm excited about. I do have a pattern that I really, really want to make, and I might have to use kind of these fuzzy yarns, or probably I have to. But yeah, it was kind of okay to work with. I do like the look. It's not fun to frog these, but I don't think any of these kinds of yarns are fun to frog. So I guess you have to work carefully or just be prepared to cut them or get a bit violent with frogging them. However, so this is me trying to work with it. You know, you can see kind of what you're doing, and I would probably, if I use this, I would want to make like a kind of airy, loose pattern anyway, so I wouldn't work in like super tight stitches. That's me struggling with it. And then I thought, okay, I know a lot of people work with 2 strands of yarn, especially when you're working with like these fuzzy, super thin yarns. I know that's like a thing, and it's one of the techniques of like creating these beautiful, chunky, furry sweaters. So I'm going to see how it works with another yarn. And I decided, okay, I'm obsessed and in love with the Macaron. I'll try and combine it with the Ecru color that I have. And I started working with it, and then I switched to a number 8 hook. Oh joy, it was magic. So yeah, I can't say that the idea of working with 2 strands is like super exciting to me, just because I'm a messy person and I can foresee all kinds of entanglements in my future, but the result is gorgeous, and you can see it in the close-ups at the beginning, and I'm gonna put that video again at the end. It's magic, magic, magic. I definitely want to make like a chunky sweater. I wish there were more colors. I ordered what I could find. I don't think I ordered more of this color, like this light salmon, because I have 8 balls of it and there's a lot of meters because it's so thin in one skein. But I think I did order a couple more colors, and I can't wait to combine them again with the Macaron or the sail winter yarn. I mean, this is so my thing. I just love how it looks, and I think like a chunky cardigan or something like this would be amazing. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Look at that, so pretty. I'll see you in another one very soon. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye.